let's do this fucking shit.
Just hold on a second, the webcam has decided to freeze. So hopefully we can get it back. How is everyone today? Hopefully you can currently hear me over the music. Excellent. Just replugging the camera in. It's just a little action cam. I'm hoping it'll work for a little while anyway. There we go. Yeah, so there's not going to be let me just change that. It's not going to be a race to build it. There we go. Yeah, it's just going to be a casual stream, so we can build the VLMP. If you don't know, I'm going to have to get used to looking at this camera now. When I was using the webcam, I could just look at the laptop. So the VLMP stands for vertical linear motion press, and that is basically a heat press insert tool. We can put our soldering iron. So this is the soldering iron I'm going to use. Yeah, and we can put an insert tool into the soldering iron, heat this up, and then press down. So I've got the instructions open on this page, so we can I've gone all fancy for this stream. So not only have I got a slightly better web camera that's going to hopefully give a better picture, I'm also using dual monitors. So I've got the instructions up on this monitor up here, so that I can build it and watch the stream and do everything at the same time. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just get all the hardware out and we can have a look at it, and then yeah, we'll go from there. So at any point, if the music's too loud, I'm too low, whatever, just let me know, and I'll try and sort that out. It should hopefully be royalty free music that I got from another streamer. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll be okay. Yeah, so if we go over to this camera, we can get a top-down view and my in-shot view. So I'll come back to that in a second. So just for a little disclaimer, I should say that Vector3D, Adam over at Vector3D, sent me the full VLMP kit as a thank you. So I'm a moderator on his Discord and his YouTube channel, and he just wanted to send me this as a sort of a thank you. So he sent me the printed parts, the hardware kit, and the insert tips, which I'll show you in a second. So I believe this is printed in a Galaxy Black. I think it's Prusament Galaxy Black. I assume it's PLA, but it could be PETG. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, the parts look really nice. Better than I could have printed, that's for sure. ASA, okay. What is that? Everything is ASA? Because I know obviously this is the bit that the soldering iron actually sits in, and this has to be in a temperature resistant material. I've actually printed another one which I'll show you in a second. But yeah, this bit is actually yeah, okay then. Makes sense, I suppose. If you've got the capability of printing ASA reliably, you might as well do the whole thing in it. So this is actually parametric, and the file for this is supplied when you buy either the full kit or the digital files. And what this basically allows you to do, it's a Fusion 360 file, and I hadn't used Fusion for a long time, so I had to like re-register for the free version. But what this allows you to do is you change 2 parameters within the document, and it changes the taper. So what I'll do is I'll show you how you would measure if you had a soldering iron at home, and you were wanting to buy this and make the mount fit your thing. Printed on the Ender 3. Yeah, I did see yours on the Discord. Nice. Do I ask what's wrong with the V0? I printed my adapter on my V0 this morning. 30-minute print. I absolutely love the V0. Just flies. So say you've got a soldering iron at home, and it looks similar to this one, or has a thicker handle, whatever. So what you need to do is you take 2 measurements, and what we're trying to determine is the size of the taper, so that when we eventually put it into this, it's nice and snug and it fits. So what you simply do is you take a measurement pretty close to the head of the soldering iron. So I've got 14.4, and then you go about 30 mil ish down, and the reason for that is that's about the length of the mount. So from there I get 13.8. So you literally make a note of those 2 figures, and then when you edit the Fusion 360 file, you just put them in, and there's a little V. You might not be able to see it on camera, but there's a little V on the part that dictates which way down it goes. And yeah, so you put the higher number in in the top field, and then the other one in the other field, and it basically makes your taper. Yeah, well that's why I'm building it now, because obviously I've had it about a week and a half, the VLMP, but I decided I was going to stream building it, and I'm now at the stage where I need to start putting heat presses in. So yeah, I need to build the VLMP, and I've done inserts obviously on the V0, but you can never quite get it perfectly straight in like all directions, and it's like applying the same amount of pressure. Been upgrading to the LGX Lite. Yeah, that's what I've got on mine. Are you doing the umbilical mod, or if you've already got it? I should be getting this stuff out really rather than just talking. So you get all these printed parts. So these are the parts that come in the kit, and then you get a little hardware bag as well. So you get a little bit of belt, you get your V-slot wheels, and then it's just basically a little bit of few bits of hardware. You also get a 3D printed TPU stop. This is one of the end stops effectively for the build. And you've got a solid end stop here. This big bolt is for the weight, and we'll have a look at that in a second. But this is just basically your hardware. I won't go into exactly what there is, it's all in the BOM. And obviously we'll open up the document in a second and just have a look at that. I'm just going to put these in a little bit of an order. You can see my my desk is not particularly level because everything just rolls around. A few bearings. These are obviously for the belt to ride along. Hammerhead, hammer nuts, hammerhead nuts, whatever they're called. Washers, a few M3s, a few lock nuts, and then you've got your eccentric nuts. These are so you can adjust the tension of the wheels on the extrusion. So you get the piece of extrusion as well, tapped at both ends. 300mm, I believe this is. And then you get a little pack of weights, which are basically just giant washers. And these are so you can create like a counterbalance for the soldering iron. So you're basically taking out the weight of it, so it's a very easy motion, and it will take itself back up. So that's the soldering iron I'm going to use. We'll have a look at that in a bit more detail later, and we'll look at the thing I printed later. And then we also got the threaded insert tips that go on your soldering iron. So you've got an M3, M4 and M5 tip. So obviously you need to have a soldering iron that will accept these, and it's basically just a piece of brass, I think it's brass, and then it's got a hole that goes down to about there. And then if I just show you the soldering iron that I'm going to use, so I've actually got this soldering iron and one on a station, but I didn't really want to use that one because that's my better soldering iron, which I do a fair amount of soldering with. So rather than having to keep changing tips, this one actually came in the Vector 2.4 kit I'm building, so I thought I might as well use it, because it actually has the removable tip at the front. So this bit just unscrews, and then the tip comes off, and you basically replace it with whatever tip you want to use for the size inserts you've got. That just goes on the front, this goes back on, and then if I can line it up like that, just screws on, and there you have a tip ready to go. And it's actually got a threaded portion. This is not an autofocusing camera, so we'll try and find the best bit, but that's so you can put one insert on as like a stop, so that you obviously you don't want too much of the tip coming out of the end because you'll melt through plastic. So you basically have a stop, and that's an adjustable stop. So as well as the 3 tips you get, you also get 25, is it 25 of each, or just of certain ones? No, 25 of each size brass insert as well. So basically you can, if you was to buy this yourself, and the link is in the description, you can buy just the STLs, the digital STL files, so you can print it yourself and source your own hardware. You can buy just the hardware. You can buy everything minus the tips, or everything plus the tips, or just the tips. You can literally buy it in any combination you want, I believe. So sort of there for everyone really. So let's actually start building it. So if I switch over to our document feed, and then I just scroll up here, and I might be like that for a little while I'm looking up there and reading it. So it's actually, I've had a little breeze through the instructions, but I'm a man and I don't really read the instructions that well. This is quite an important part, the Git help section. Basically, Adam or Vector3D has a Discord server. I can put a link to that in the description later as well if anyone wants it. But you can go on there, ask questions, and there's other channels as well. There's just a general 3D printing channel, Voron, Rat Rig, a couple of other channels. So come over and have a chat. And it's also quite good that there's a note on safety on here. So basically, we are using a soldering iron that's going to heat up to like 300 degrees and put metal inserts into plastic. So everything's going to get hot. So obviously make sure you're safe while you're doing it, basically. And as I was saying about the ability to create your own mounts, basically there's a bit of instruction on here that states there's a Google form that you can basically put all your information in, and it then goes to a spreadsheet where everyone else's information is, and the information is literally your name. Don't have to put your name, you can put a username, like I've got Vector3D, and then you can put in the brand, the model, and then the 2 sizes that you measure. And what that basically means is if anyone else has got the same soldering iron, they can just use your measurements, put that into their Fusion 360 file, and make their own mount. So yeah, pretty good really. So let's keep going through here. So like it says, there's a bit of information here about the type of soldering iron you want. You need obviously to go, so Adam's put here the melting point of your plastic plus 30 degrees. So assuming you're putting it into ABS, which is a sort of a 240 to 260 degree temperature, the most or in that case you're going to go to 290. So an iron that can go to 300 is just going to give you that little bit of overhead. What's Richard say? Yes, umbilical, plus I bought some daylight on a stick from Vector3D and a new PyCam mount. Yeah, because I used the Pi mount that you had, I think, which was sort of on the side, and I ended up taking that off because it didn't really give me a view that I wanted. But to be honest, because I'm not going to record time lapses with it, and because the V0 is so quick, I normally sit out here and let it do its thing and just watch it, or I'm out here while it's doing it, so I didn't really need the camera. But I like, there's a camera that sort of sits on the back extrusion for the Z-axis. I don't know if that's the one you're going to do. I think if I do add another cam, put the cam back in, I might use that one. So yeah, we won't read all of this. So it explains here about how to edit the grip, the correct material for the printed parts, bit of information about resellers, etc. So there's your bomb. So let's get building it. So we need both of these parts basically, and these are our carriages. So we want the 6 M5 by 30s, and what I'm going to do is get my little adapter. Yeah, that's what you've moved to. It is a nice, it looks quite a good mount actually. Yeah, camera mount. So I assume these are, what size did I say? M5 30. That'll be these ones. Yep. This is a really handy little tool. It's just a bolt measurer really, 3D printed. You got the thing down the side for your size, so M5 down to M2, and then a length, really handy. So we want 6 of these because we've obviously got to do 2 carriages. We want the 6 V-slot wheels, 6 washers, and then not. So I'll just pick out as I go. Did you buy, Richard? Did you buy the just the daylight on a stick or the Neo? Do you not want some RGB action going on? So we've got to put our bolt Neo. Yep. So you did go for some RGB. That goes through there. Got to go for RGB. Yeah, exactly. Washer. Should have probably prepared some tools. Little recent purchase I made for myself, some wearer Allen keys, because I never really had like a proper set of Allen keys. I've always had like a few bits and pieces left over from like putting furniture together and stuff like that, so I wanted to get myself a nice set. I definitely should have got a spanner out first, because I did completely forget that I was supposed to get that out. Let's use the document, because I think Adam does tell us 8mm. What's the bet in the 8mm is the one that I've put away? Yes. I'm going to get that because it's a better thing, which gives me an opportunity to use my I'll be right back screen. So I'll just mute my microphone and go and get that. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, let's get back to where we were. Shall I? I'm going to go to this camera just so you can see what I'm doing. And the documentation you get if you buy the file, so you'll have a look at that as and when you're ready. Yeah, it's nice to have a nice set of Allen keys. Just bought the VLMP STLs. I want to build one and have the hardware somewhere. Yeah. If you want me to bring up the list of materials, just let me know and you can have a look at that. Obviously you don't want to do this too tight because it is only a printed part. We'll wait for Adam will show up and tell us that I've put it together wrong at some point, I'm sure. I've got a question for you, Richard. Did you, when you built your V0, did you use thread lock? And if so, obviously you're going to use it for your 2.4 if you did. Which sort did you get? Like there's the liquid, or there's the little bar, look like a little prick stick. Just make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, the stick stuff. I started assembling because it's not a requirement for the frame. Hardware list is on page 9. It is indeed. I've got the document up if you want to have a look. Yeah, I started putting the frame together, and it's not required for the frame, but I thought I might as well. So I did go ahead and let me just have a look at the washer. Yep. So I went ahead and went to Halfords, and they've got the little stick for like £6. This little one, 9 gram stick of it, Loctite. So it's pretty bargain actually. What's that? Easier dab the screw in. Yeah, the liquid stuff can be really liquidy and just too runny, I found. I quite like having the music on in the background because I can listen to it, and hopefully it's not too loud for you. You can obviously hear me. The only problem I've sort of had trying to get it back into streaming is, like, I watched back my last stream on my normal size big TV, and I could see that it wasn't very bright. I've only got like one light in here, so it's not particularly easy. And now we've got a slightly better camera, it might be a little bit easier to see me, but I won't know for sure until I sort of watch it back. Music level is fine, excellent. I have to remember that setting for when I do it again. We've got no clock on the screen, so we're not going for an Adam beaten time. what has everyone been up to on the weekend so far? I've basically been, I don't know if you can see it in the, I can point to it. I've basically done the bed prep for the 2.4. So I've basically stuck the magnet on. I then let that sit with some weight on for 24 hours and then turned it over and done the heated bed. Oh, Adam's arrived as I predicted to try and tell me that I've put it together wrong. Not a lot, a quiet weekend. It's probably sometimes the best weekends. Doing a mod for the selector of the Eucalyp. That's something I want to build when I finish the 2.4, which is not going to be a quick job, or I'm not planning on building one very soon, but it is something I want to add. So that's the first stage done. So now we are using this bit, the main arm, I keep suggesting to Adam that he should build an Eucalyp enraged rabbit carrot feeder for one of his 2.4s. I think it would be a good project because I've really only seen one person do it on stream, or not really done that many videos on it, and that's Nero. I think it would be pretty cool. I'm getting distracted. So we want one of these that way around. So that sits there. We want 4 M3x12s. So they're going to go through from this side. We want one of them. So that will go through from this side. There we go. Before I do that, I'll get the, don't want to be holding it in place when I get the Allen key out. Start that one and get the next one going. Ooh, you can't see on that camera that I'm in, can you? Oh, it's there, yeah. I nearly lost that down the hole. Right, let's read the instructions. Don't tighten the M3 screws fully. Cool. Because I'm assuming we need to get the belt in there. I've probably done them up too much. yeah, I would agree, Richard. He has done a good job on not only redesigning it, doing it how he wanted and how he found it works best, but to then provide that as a kit is like an extra step along the way, and I think that's really good. Do I have to put this on now, Adam, or can I wait a while? I'm actually going to check to see if my screws go through. Oh, they do. Oh, I'll just put it on now. That's fine. I'll ask a question and then just answer it myself. Does this have to go on a certain way? Yes. I think the black, Galaxy Black and the yellow go quite well together. So I was saying at the beginning of the stream, Adam, that I edited the Fusion file. Did I just put a nut in there or not? No idea. So to create my own mount, because I decided to use a different soldering iron. Literally, including print time, was like a 35-minute job to edit the file and put it on the V0. Yeah, so the only thing was I exported it first of all as a 3MF file. Just I did the edits according to your instructions in the manual, and then exported it, saved it, but it included 2 bolts. Now obviously as a 3MF file, when I put that into Prusa, it says, oh, there's multiple bodies, and so when I auto arranged it, it obviously put them to the side. I then went back into Fusion and sort of hid the 2 bolts and then export it as an STL. But yeah, other than that, everything went fine. I haven't used Fusion for ages, so I had to find out where to bring up the parameters box was, but that again, I literally clicked on one menu and it was at the bottom. Alright, let's move on to the next step. Where's my mouse? There it is. So we're now doing the weight part, which is this, that way round, and then this M312s. Now I haven't actually been measuring which things I'm using. Yeah, there's that one. Can't remember when your version shipped. I think I update the Fusion files to not have the screws in it. I can quickly have a look for you if you like. I don't like the fact that YouTube decided to pause our music because we weren't on the screen. Version 1.3 is what I've got. It's got a V9 on it. So I don't know if that is what you meant. This. yeah, if a bit later after the stream or tomorrow, if you want me to check anything file wise, just you can drop me a message. Just make sure I'm doing that right. Yeah. What I need to let me just, hopefully this doesn't make you all sick. I have a tendency to hold stuff closer to me, so I'll just do that so you can actually see what I'm doing. Cool. Right, then we need the big bolt, the big nut, and that. And then you say just add 10 for now. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So the bolt goes through. Peter card just subscribed. Hello, Peter. Oh, actually, I've got a question for you, Adam. I'll let you answer that one first. I like that little mechanism. So it's like a captive, holds the nut and allows you to tighten it down. Very clever. So that's that bit done. Finger nut. Finger nut. Next one. So now we are putting the belt on. So we'll take this bit first. So we put this belt in here, and I've tightened that up too much. So this is just going in the top. Is that what the little window's for, I assume? Let me undo that a bit more. There we go. And then we take this side, which is a lot looser, and so we have like that. Is indeed halfway down. Very good. And then this bit goes in here. So this I've got a question for you, Adam, which is more streaming related than vertical linear motion press. I've set the stream to subscriber only, but in Streamlabs desktop it obviously shows the chat window, but it won't let me, I can't type in the window that's right here. Do I need to like is it a bot related thing? I need to add something. I know that's not the content of the stream, but I figured you'd know. So that's those done. I'll just put the documentation back on if you want to watch. So now we're doing the idler. So we take it this way around. We need M518, which will be these ones, I assume. Yeah, so I'm logged in under my YouTube account because it obviously links up and everything. I'll have to have a dig around. Like, I can go, if I viewed the stream on the actual website, I would let me, but weird. Right, stop getting distracted, James. So we want one of them. Then we want 2 of our bearings. Like that. Which then go, let me put that down. Which then goes in there. One of them. Yeah, the login is just so you can read stream data. Chat doesn't. Yeah, login just so it can read stream data. Chat doesn't work. So I can't. I'm sure I used to do it that way. But that was quite a while ago, so. Here's a question related to the build and other builds using washers. The washer has a flat side and like a slightly rounded side. What side do you put to what? I've always, well, I change, but I always try and keep all the washers the same way in a build for no real reason. Two more of these. I guess if I needed to use the chat, I'll have to have the chat window open somewhere. But I guess how often do you actually need to type in chat of your own stream? Although I did at the beginning when I was testing the music levels, so. There we go. Generally, orientation of the washer doesn't really matter, yeah. I didn't think it really did, I just try and keep it all the same. Looks about right. Cool. What's the next step? Bringing it all together. Yeah, screw the base to the extrusion first, because we're going to have to remember to put it the right way around. With printed parts, I normally put the smooth side towards the plastic to stop it biting. Yep. Yep. There we go. Stands up on its own now. Good afternoon. Right, putting it together. So we'll do it as your picture does, Adam. So then slide the carriages onto the extrusion. And obviously we may need to adjust stuff. And then add the idler. There we go. This music sounds a bit like the Doom soundtrack. I don't think it is, but let me see if there's a slightly better of a song to listen to. Oh, we have had some Doom songs, that's probably why I thought it. There we go. Right. So we just basically pop this over these then, basically. Have I got them the right? Have I got the belt the right way around? Be sure to assemble the teeth pointing outwards. Where were you, Adam? I've done it wrong. I've put the teeth on the inside. I knew I was going to do something wrong. The 1.4 of the digital files now. Fusion file has no screws. Yay! Image too small for me. See teeth orientation. Good point. I did it really so I could show other people what mistakes you can make. Had I been paying attention, I mean it's pretty obvious because the bits on the outside have got the grippy bits, haven't they, to actually hold on to the teeth. So I should have been paying attention. Yep, so that bit goes that way. Just throw that about. go. And we don't really need to tighten stuff down too much, because it's really just holding stuff together, isn't it? It's not really structural in any way. So hopefully we've now got the belt so the teeth are facing outwards. Sounds a bit better. Right, next step. So we don't need that. Let's take that to one side. So end stops. So we've got our soft stop and our hard stop. We haven't got much hardware left, so we're doing well. So we want this and this. Small washer with an M3. Then that goes into our TPU soft stop. And then we just put a hammer head, or hammer, what do they call them? A hammer nut onto there. We have no washer into this one. I'm a bit worried I've got a nut left. I've got one nut left. I've either got a freebie, or where's my mouse? Or I've missed one. Yep. Right, and then we just put those on. So the soft stop will go on this side. I suppose you want it sort of near the top somewhere. We'll go there. There we go. Should be 2 in the grip. 2 in there. 2 in the grip. 2 in each of the carriages. 6 in total. One, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think I've got an extra one. And this goes on this side. There, maybe. So I think we need to adjust the wheels. So what do we need for that? Was that the 10mm spanner? So look, 10mm thin spanner. Okay. Let me see what I've got. I think this spanner should be thin enough. That's the one I use for pretty much everything else. too tight. There we go. Belt sort of jumps over the might have that a little bit, or I've put it together wrong. Let me just check something. Let's bring you back to the document. No, so there's no washer go in between the page 13. Boom. I have the carriage part facing the same way, and I have made the soft stop on the top holder solder mount part. I have the carriage part facing the same way. Oh, as in you've got both the two-wheeled sides facing each other, and I have the soft stop on top. Yeah. Carriages can go either way according to Adam. So I think we're done. Stop the clock. Let's put my soldering iron in it so we can see if that actually fits properly. So the stop doesn't really matter where it does, as long as it stops. Yeah, I mean, you can probably put the soft stop wherever you like, can't you? I wonder if I've got these slightly too tight, because the belt seems to want to not sit in the thing. That's better. Yes, so this is the soldering iron I'm going to use, which I said at the start of the stream. It was the one that came with my Voron 2.4 kit. So just quickly edited the grip mount in Fusion, and then it worked fine. We don't read instructions here, Adam, but I will. I can see the soft stop being lower and holding the weight part. Yeah, I get this is just a bit light, isn't it, at the moment? So if we get this out, yeah, does it go in that way? Yeah, it must do. So then this can basically pull, or probably easier to push it. There we go. And then I guess if you want to, you can, I assume that's what the little holes are for. So you could cable tie your cable up there, so you're not at, I mean, that actually doesn't go down as far as I thought it does. You could do it like that. Perfect. So I reckon we need a little bit more weight on there, don't we? we just bung them all on. Add weight on top of the screw first. Too late for that. I'm just going to bung them all on. Oh, one more. There we go. Done. Obviously we need to adjust the stop so that we can go down far enough. But yeah, I actually think I will use the cable ties because I've made the choice to use this soldering iron rather than my one with the station. It's going to permanently be on here. I put 10 of mine, felt about right. Nah, all of them. All or nothing. Perfect. See if we can change the thing without having to take the soldering iron out. Yeah. I'm probably pretty much only ever going to be using the M3 one, so and I can set my little dial to 300. Perfect. Really happy with that. Just about an hour live stream, it's not too bad. I bought a £15 temperature controlled Amazon special to leave it. Yeah, exactly. But you know what that means, Richard? You're going to have to keep building Vorons to make it worthwhile. To have the tool permanently set up. That's what I'd do anyway. Let me get a couple of cable ties. Gonna use these rubbish ones that came with the kit. The 2.4 kit. Let's go over to the main cam. That one. Shush, don't. Yep, exactly. So we've done with the vertical linear motion press build. Has anyone got any questions about it? And then we can ask Adam because he's here. Thank you very much. Thank you to Adam for the hard work he's put into actually creating a tool that's actually going to work really well. Because as I said at the start of the stream, obviously I've got one of these tips for my other soldering iron, and I can't sort of get all of the axes straight at the same time, so they're always a little bit off. Your wife is actually pressing you into getting a better printer. Well, there you go, Voron. Although, I mean, shouldn't really jump on the bandwagon of recommending only one printer. But I guarantee it, if you were to go and ask on the Twitters, you'd get most people tell you to buy a Prusa. And it all depends what you like. If you want to, obviously you can get the kit for the Prusa, and it's not that bad of a build. Like I've done them in about 3 hours. But yeah. Yeah, you can't push it in enough, or because you sort of want to be close enough to the part to see it going in and to get it level, and mine always ends up on a slight angle, so you then try to overcorrect it. Let's put this on. There, looks good. Ender 3 Pro, and the bed won't stay level. I don't know, I mean, it all depends really. I've had, they've got no ABL though, have they? So they can't account, or yeah, they can't account for any sort of small variance. Both cable ties the right way around. Did anyone watch, and I might pronounce his name wrong, is it Mandic Really? He did his Reanimator video that he took to Earth. Has anyone seen that video? Really happy with that. Just stand here for hours doing that now. I haven't actually tested this soldering iron, so I have no idea if it works. Mandic, is it Mandic? I forget his name. Basically, he's a bald bloke, got some chops, tattoos, whatever, and he's basically took an old MakerBot and basically put some modern electronics in it. Honest opinion, don't go for a Snapmaker. I don't ever think these all-in-one machines excel enough in one area to make it worthwhile. Like the CNC is not, this is coming from someone who works for a company that uses a 4x4 foot CNC machine every day. You won't be cutting anything of worth on one of these little spindly things. I personally would steer you towards the Voron, but it obviously depends if you want the laser and the CNC side of things, or the spindle. But anyway, talking about the Reanimator, if you watch any of the YouTubers who went to Earth, you'll probably see Mandic Really on there, and he basically took an old Ultimaker, wooden framed Ultimaker, or MakerBot, or what MakerBot, or whoever it was, put modern electronics on it. I think he might have changed it to a Core XY as well, and it looks pretty cool. Yeah, so as Richard said, obviously, I mean, yeah, because then a Voron and a Bamboo aren't going to be too dissimilar in price, but it then comes down to build volume. If you went for the Voron, obviously if you want multi-material, that's an extra product and build you've got to add on. But I just don't think, I've seen a couple of people with the Bamboo have sort of said there's things they don't like about it, like the whole cloud thing and the way it handles actually getting files onto the machine and the camera and stuff like that. There's no denying it's quick and a polished machine, but I like to build stuff, so for me it would be the Voron. Yeah, you've obviously got rat rig. Obviously Adam did his video comparing the two, rat rig and Voron, and I don't have any experience of the rat rig, so for me I'd go Voron just because I've already got one and I'm currently building one. Yeah, building is half the fun. Alright, we should plug this soldering ironer in and see if it actually heats up. It's got this little dial on the front that you can hardly see or turn. I'm going to plug it in and see what happens. For me, something like a Bamboo, I know what happens when you want to upgrade, if that's at all possible. It depends what you want to upgrade. Obviously they've got their hardened nozzle thing, like the whole module. I think you can buy just the nozzle on its own, I'm not entirely sure, but so they have sort of catered for you in that respect. Oh, there's a light on inside. Yep, it gets warm, so that works. I've got a 2.4 and LDO kit ready when I get time. Love the build part. I have a Prusa Bear and the Voron 2.4 350 and an old Elegoo Mars. Yeah, so I've been getting rid of a few OK printers because I need the space. Because basically the beauty of this little camera, this action cam with its wide lens, you basically can see all of the space I've got. So I've got obviously Voron 2.4 sitting up on the shelf here, the Prusa Mark II 0.5S with upgrades sitting over here, my Thingomatic. So the whole reason I started that little talk about Mandic Really is that I might do something with the Thingomatic, put some modern electronics in it. Here I've got my tool changer, and so basically the space I've got here will get filled up with the Voron. So I need to basically, I think I'll have the Voron, the tool changer, the little Voron, and I think I may get rid of the Prusa just to have some space. And then on this side I've got a CO2 laser cutter, so I've got like very little room in here, but that's sort of the plan. And I still need to remember to look there for the camera. What I might do is make a mount for it so I can sit it on top of the laptop, so that I can actually look at the right direction. But yeah, so that's the old vertical linear motion press done. That was the sort of the purpose of the stream. So if anyone's got any questions, or if we want to start talking about something else, if not, I'll call it a day. Yeah, so I'm actually in half of a normal one-car garage at the moment. So I built a wall here, a wooden framed wall, which is then obviously covered and got a door, and then it's insulated. I'd love the extra half of the garage as well, but that ain't gonna happen. Yeah, Richard, so now that I've got the press, I can then start putting the inserts in the printed parts. I'm waiting for, is it EP or whatever the grease is for the rails. So the rails are all cleaned, I'm just waiting to grease them up. I've obviously built the frame, that's behind me there. So what the plan is, I think, is I will finish the next section in the manual, which is the rails and the Z drives, and then maybe we'll do a live stream as like a little update or something. So what I thought I might do, I'll have that in shot while I'm talking to you. Have you ordered grease? I could send. No, I've ordered it. It's literally. So you've probably heard of Printy Please. I think he's perhaps sponsored one of Adam's streams before. I've ordered it from him and just selected postage this time, but he literally lives like 15 minutes away by car. We're in the same town, so I could have gone and picked it up, but I was being lazy. And then because of the Royal Mail strike, that then basically delayed him dispatching it. Otherwise that would have been here, but I'll have to get that. Probably turn up Monday. But yeah, I've got everything. What else did I order from him? I've ordered some stealth burner LEDs for when I do print the stealth burner. I'm going to build the Voron stock to start with. What else? Oh, I'm going to be doing, so I've got, for the V0, I've got the Nevermore to put in it. I've printed the Nevermore, but I needed the carbon stuff and a clipper expander, so I've ordered both of those from him as well. So once things turn up, I've got a couple of things to do, and we might, as I said in my update video, I'm not gonna stream like building printers and stuff, because it's not how I work. It's sort of, I've done this and planned to do this because I need to build this and I wanted to save it for a live stream. But in terms of building printers, I like to just come out here and do something rather than having to stream it. Although streaming is for me a hell of a lot easier than like setting up a camera to record. So yeah, so we'll do probably live stream for the Voron. I've got so many things now that I've sort of got back into this and I'm enjoying it that I want to do. So I think what we'll do is we'll call the stream there for today, because we've done what we set out to do. We've done the Vector3D linear motion press. There's a link in the description to to go and have a look at that if you're interested. I might actually have to cut a bit out of the stream, so if you're seeing this after a cut, that's why. Yeah, the most important part is that you're enjoying it, exactly. So we've done that, really happy with this. Obviously made my mount to fit my soldering iron, which I think is a great feature of the kit, is that it can fit multiple different things. You're not tied to a certain brand or whatever. And like Richard said earlier, he bought like a £15 job soldering iron on Amazon, and that's going to sit on his press permanently. This will sit on my press permanently. So yeah, I think it's a really good little product basically. So if you haven't already checked it out, you should definitely do that. But yeah, I think we're going to call it there. I'm going to go and get a cup of tea, and see if there's anyone else streaming that I can go and watch myself. So thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you in the next one. There'll be, obviously, I don't go live like with no notice. I'll always have a little bit of notice for you. Yeah, all of you have a good day too.